So this morning, Tim Legler was filling in for Mike Golick on Mike and Mike. And he said that despite LeBron James's amazing performance last night, people either really like LeBron James or they really don't like LeBron James. And they can't separate that personal opinion away from the facts or the statistics of LeBron's playing. What Legler said was that fans just need to not take it so personally, that they just can't get past the horrible way in which he left Cleveland. But let's face it, that was pretty crappy. What LeBron James did to the Cleveland Cavaliers is like dating a girl for a really long time and giving her all the signs that you're going to pop the question, right? You plan this big elaborate evening out, you invite her whole family, everybody's there, and your mom gets all excited and she's like, oh my gosh, honey, our little baby girl's going to marry LeBron James. Everybody, I have an announcement to make. I want to break up. Bling, 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 bling. That's what it's like. He broke up with Cleveland in public in the most embarrassing fashion you could possibly break up with somebody. What are sports if they're not intensely personal? We learn to love a team because usually that's the team that the people that we care about the most love. So I grew up in Wyoming, and since we're 8 million miles from humanity, the closest professional sports team is Denver. Everybody that I know, with the exception of a few outliers, love the Denver Broncos. I remember watching the Broncos from the time I was 6 years old. I remember talking about sports in elementary school. I remember how devastated I was when we lost not one, not two, but 3 Super Bowls. 3 Super Bowls. And then I remember how compassionate I felt for Buffalo Bills fans in the years that followed. I remember watching the San Francisco 49ers whoop the Denver Broncos in what still remains the most lopsided Super Bowl score in the history of the NFL. I remember how glorious it felt when we finally won a Super Bowl. But more than that, when we won the second one, and it was against Dan Reeves, who made us lose the first 3 to begin with. Ask the Cleveland Browns what they think of the Denver Broncos. Do they think, in the late 80s, the Denver Broncos were pretty good? No. When they lost 3 in 4 years, the AFC Championship to the Denver Broncos, one of them being the infamous and historical The Drive, they don't think, wow, the Denver Broncos were a really good team that particular year. They were very good. I really admire and appreciate their athleticism. I remember the utter shock I felt when they announced that Mike Shanahan was fired from the Denver Broncos. I thought it was a prank. And the utter disdain that created in me for Josh McDaniels. Then Josh McDaniels reinforced the disdain. I have watched Super Bowls and football seasons in 5 different countries. I have woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to watch my team play. What is that if it is not an intensely personal act? That's why Tim Tebow is so popular, because we align ourselves with teams for a reason, with athletes for a reason, people that reinforce our values or reinforce what we think an athlete should be like. I've been a Denver Broncos fan longer than I've known most of my friends. The only people I have known longer are my relatives. So I say, if you don't ever like LeBron James, and you never appreciate his skills as a basketball player because he broke up with you in public, that's okay. You know what? You don't have to like LeBron James. You don't. He's an amazing basketball player, but if you want to not like LeBron James, I can't say that I blame you. LeBron James could cure cancer, and there would be Cleveland Cavalier fans that would be like, still a butthole. And you know what I say? At some point you might want to move on, but if you don't, then that's your beef. You just hang on to that loathing as long as you need to. How long did it take you to get over your first love? 2 years? 3 years? 6 years? I mean, we all grieve in our own ways. Let people hate on LeBron if they hate on LeBron. That's okay. You know what's not okay, though? Threatening people or threatening their families. That, totally not cool. Tonight we got the Lakers and the Thunder. The Lakers are kind of all over the place. They're just a big, fat mess right now, like Bynum was a couple of years ago, but now he's like sleeker and has a cool haircut. So I say the Lakers win tonight. I say Kobe does that mean eyebrow look to Gasol, and Bynum says, quit acting like you don't give a crap about this game, and then he goes and puts Meta World Peace in a chokehold and says, stop being a dick. I actually think Oklahoma City is going to win the series. I think they're going to do it in the next game. I do think the Spurs, though, are going to have a heyday with the Thunder. I will always take a focused and committed, experienced basketball team over a group of youngins. So Celtics versus the Sixers, also playing tonight. I know that I live in Philadelphia. I'm a free agent basketball fan right now, and I'm on the fence as to whether I will adopt the Sixers as my basketball team, mainly because I have a weird obsession with Kevin Garnett. So I'm going to go with the Celtics, and not because I have a weird obsession with Kevin Garnett, but again, I prefer a focused and committed, experienced basketball team. I think part of the reason that the Celtics lost on Friday, I think they let the Sixers beat them. I think they got a little bit proud of themselves after their first half of play, and after that it just kind of went downhill, and before they knew it, they were behind. So I'm taking the Lakers tonight and the Celtics tonight, and that's it. See you tomorrow.